When you see a Barack Obama sign, when you see a sign for any candidate other than Ron Paul, who has received more campaign contributions from active duty soldiers than all other candidates combined, when you see a sign for Mitt Romney, when you see a sign for Newt Gingrich, when you see a sign for Barack Obama, candidates who would further the status quo, candidates who would keep up the Henry Kissinger mentality. Henry Kissinger, who was Secretary of State, said military men are like dumb animals to be used as pawns in our foreign policy. Now that the troops are saying that they support Ron Paul, they want the Fed ended too, because they understand, as Ron Paul does, that there is no coincidence when it comes to seeing that the century of central banking was also the century of total war. That military men can be used as pawns, that they can be sent back on psychotropic medications back into combat with no regard whatsoever for their own mental anguish, with no regard for when they come home, with the fact that marijuana is still illegal despite it being the best treatment for post-traumatic stress disorder. On average, 18 veterans commit suicide every day in this country. So when you see a sign that says Mitt Romney for president, when you see a sign that says Barack Obama for president, or I know they're very rare now, but Newt Gingrich for president, I want you to hear in your head the accurate translation of what those signs say when they say, I support Mitt Romney, I support Barack Obama. They're basically saying, fuck you, troops. Fuck you for putting your life on the line to defend this country. Fuck you for being a sucker to stand, for going and fight these wars for these politicians. We don't give a fuck about you. We want to keep sending you out, putting your life on the line for bullshit causes to come home so you can crawl into a bottle and destroy your life and get prescription medications thrown at you from the VA so they can keep lining the pockets of pharmaceutical companies with drugs that have suicide listed as a fucking side effect. When I came home from Iraq and I told the VA I was having trouble sleeping, they gave me 5 prescriptions, 3 of which had suicide listed as a side effect. So yeah, when they say, I support Barack Obama for president, I support Mitt Romney, what they're really saying is, fuck you, troops.
I think people who don't serve when they could and they get 3 or 4 or even 5 deferments they have no right to send our kids off to war. I'm trying to stop the wars, but at least, I went when they called me up. We have hundreds of thousands coming back from these wars that were undeclared, they were unnecessary, they haven't been won, they're unwinnable, and we have an epidemic of suicide coming back. And so many have, if you add up all the contractors and all the wars going on in Afghanistan and in Iraq, we've lost 8,500 Americans and severe injuries over 40,000. But I talk about the Constitution. The Constitution has rules, and I don't like it when we send our kids off to fight these wars, and when those individuals didn't go themselves, and then come up and when they're asked, they say, oh, I don't think one person could have made a difference. I have a pet peeve that annoys me to a great deal, because when I see these young men coming back, my heart weeps for them.